Yeah, this is a fun track. I feel like it's definitely a kind of track that I feel the most comfortable at. High bank, high grip. Yeah, it was fun. Fourth in the nationwide car a couple of years ago was fun, and I feel like every time I've been here, I feel like we run pretty decent. So it was nice to have a test day yesterday in the Cup car, just to get up to speed there, and also for me to work on some qualifying in the last half of the day. So I'm not sure any of that's going to happen today, but it was good for us to get some extra running and get to grips a little bit more with this new Gen 6 Chevy, and see what it needs to be able to handle well, basically.
Okay, thanks, Danica. We'll take questions. If you have a question, raise your hand, and we'll get to you. Who's got a question for Danica Patrick? Let's go with this young lady right here. Let's get you a microphone there, and we'll start.
I'm Cherie Harvin. I'm with Channel 8, the CBS station here in Las Vegas. How are you, Danica?
Good, thanks.
So this year, the Speedway is focusing or targeting on a younger generation of NASCAR fans, the kids. What is it like for you to see the kids, autographs, hugs, the smiles? Just what does that mean for you, for all the young people, but especially the young girls?
Very cool. Nothing can brighten up your day like seeing a 3-year-old know your name and want to meet you, or be too shy to meet you. That's also equally adorable. Sometimes amazing. I don't know how they know my name or how they know what's going on, and sometimes even the parents don't know. But kids are just very impressionable, and so the fact that they have a good impression of me and like me is really neat. And I also love hearing stories about coming out to the track, because now everyone has someone to cheer for, and whether they have their wife comes or their daughter comes, and or their son or whatever the reason may be to get a whole family out to the track. It's nice that they do. It's nice that they can do that together as a family, and kind of create that tradition or that culture within to all come out. So very cool, and I always try and make time for them. If I don't have much time for anything else, I try and sign autographs for little kids or just say hi to them. Makes me feel good. I feel like it makes me feel better, and it makes them feel, probably.
We'll go to Bob, then we'll go to Mark from Las Vegas, and over to Alan. Go ahead, Bob.
Bob Pockrass, Sporting News. You said at Daytona that you really couldn't worry about qualifying for the race, in the sense that you're just going to have to go in and do what the car gives you. I'm just curious if this week, with 44 cars in the field, were you worried or nervous at all about qualifying? And do you feel like if qualifying gets rained out, that you wasted half a day yesterday working specifically on qualifying setups?
I'm pretty sure that we're in because we bought points, right? Doesn't that play?
Actually, you're in because...
Is that why?
No, you're actually in because after top 36, it goes to this year's points, and that's how you get in.
Oh, starting from after the first race?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, it's the top 36 from last year, and then as it goes down, it ends up into the top 36 of this year.
I don't know how the hell it works. I am so confused. I don't know about you guys, and I'm sure this is not the best talking point for anybody who's trying to inform me or who has, but look, you got to go like hell, and you just got to qualify as well as you can. I mean, that's all you can do. So, of course, I don't want to have to worry about that, so I'm not going to. We're just going to plan on being better than that. We're going to, the reason for doing qualifying for the last half of yesterday was to not only try and do a good job for here, but everywhere else we go, because there's a certain sort of offset that that the car needs going from race to qualifying runs, and so I really hope that we don't ever feel like we need to worry about that. And weekends like last weekend in Phoenix were definitely not good, but I feel like we quickly will get to grips with what we need to do, and Tony Gibson is talented, the team is talented, and has good equipment, so I hope that's really not a concern moving forward, and that we're really only going to get better at that, and I'm only going to get more comfortable. If it rains, I feel like I'm still in the race, but I start in the back or something like that. So again, another situation, you have to go like heck. So either way, it's part of the learning process.
Go Mark, excuse me, Mark, Allen, and then to Claire. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, Mark Anderson, Las Vegas View-Journal. You mentioned starting near the back if it gets rained out. It seems like track positioning's been, it's always important, but it seems particularly important this year. Is that something that concerns you if you have to start in the back?
It's always important. Everybody's so good in Cup that it takes a lot to pass cars, and you kind of settle into a pace, and you kind of lose momentum at times, and it's just challenging. So our equipment stays so consistent out there that that's what makes it difficult. So. You just have to get creative. Sometimes it's through pit stops. I know the pit stops played a big part in last weekend. So, whether it's strategy or not, but I mean, I feel like if you have a good car, you will pass it, but you will be able to pass, and that makes restarts even more important too.
Let's go Alan, and then to Claire, and then Woody.
Alan Cavano, NASCAR.com, over to your left over here. Ever since Dale set out last year, after his crash,
wave your hand.
There's been a big focus. Ever since Dale set out last year, there's been a big focus, after hard crashes. How are you doing, and how would you size up last week?
I feel like I have a concussion from last night. I got hit by a rock at the dirt track, and I took it to the ground, and so I feel like it's really sore.
It hit you in the head?
It did. It hit me straight in the head. Good thing I had a hat on, or I'm feeling like there'd have been blood. But I mean, the safety crew does a great job. The cars are safer than they've ever been. The tracks are. I said after last weekend, I'm glad I didn't, race in the era of a lack of safer barriers out there, because I don't know what it's like without them. So I know that hits feel hard, and my neck was sore after last weekend for sure, but which it never has been sore before after a wreck. So either my training program is off, or or it was just that big of a hit, or maybe the fact that it was both sides. But that's something that you as a driver make those decisions, and the safety crew helps you make them.
Let's go Claire, Woody, and then over here to Reed.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. I was going to ask you about your debrief with Tony, given Ryan and your melted beads on the tire last week. I'd like to ask about that, but given your answer about the concussion, did you have a scan? I'd like to know that too. Did you have to go get a scan?
No. I was able to, say my name and where I was born, and they take your blood pressure, they do like vitals, and they ask how you're feeling, and I really felt fine. So it's understandable that my neck would be sore. The medical staff always does a checkup the next day. They either call or send you a text and ask how you're doing. So they, they're thorough, but it's based on your information too. So if I was to say like, I don't feel so great, or, I'm feeling sick, or I feel like I don't remember anything, it's up to you to be honest about it, and it's your decision. You can say I'm fine and go along your day, and if you're not, it's your risk. It's nothing. They can't read your mind. They can't tell if you're not well if you don't tell them. So. Other than my neck being sore, which I told them, I felt fine. I said I had a headache on Sunday night. I said on Monday my neck was sore, and they said, well, that sounds like it could have been worse, so I'm glad you're okay. So that's what my situation was last weekend. As far as the source of it, being the beads melting, I'm not really sure if it was a melting or, Goodyear came to the hauler yesterday and chatted with Greg Zipadelli was in the hauler with me and Tony Gibson, and they basically they're looking at how they can fix the problem, but there were obviously 7 situations where they were exactly the same problem. So I think they're looking at what they need to do moving forward, and they tried to make the tire better coming back around this time at Phoenix with a softer tire, but obviously that didn't work. So I hope we have a different tire, and I told them I will do the testing for you. Maybe that's what we'll do moving forward. But I know they're evaluating their options because they feel bad about the situation.
We'll go Woody, and then probably our last one will be Reed. Go ahead, Woody.
Woody Kane with MRN, back where we were. Just want to look ahead a little bit to Bristol. You had a pretty eventful visit there last time, and just curious what you think about that style of racing and if you kind of like that more or less than another style.
I've liked Bristol since the first time. It's for me, I respond to the banking, and which translates to grip, and it's definitely there. So we were having a decent run in the Cup car, a lead lap, top 20 after 440 laps, and unfortunately we're taken out. But I think that all those events lead us to more potential the next time around with a better baseline setup, and we just need to. I feel like for us, for me, my strong suit's the race, at least at this point, and we just need to work on qualifying and get a decent qualifying spot so we can work from there. I feel like it's not very common to drop back for me, so if we can just start further up, we can continue to make progress and be smart and take care of our equipment. And whether you pass people at the beginning or pass them at the run, they're both passes. So I look forward to going back there. I like the bank track, so it was fun.
Over here to the left, final question. Reed, go ahead.
Reed Spencer with the NASCAR Wire Service. This is a town that we come to where you can find a proposition bet on just about anything. One of them is whether you will finish in the top 25 or not. Would you bet on yourself? Today
or this weekend? Yeah, I would bet on myself. Yeah, I mean, I was running there last year when I had even less of an idea what was going on. So and didn't have a full time effort. It was only a partial schedule, obviously. So I would, but I think that even the best of us can have bad weekends, and that they happen. So whether it's from bad luck or whether it's from just missing it, it can happen. So. I think we'll be better than that, though. I think the test day will help that, just get us up to speed better and feel more comfortable and have a better baseline set up for the race.